What is up, guys, and welcome to another episode of The Nexus Plays. Today, me and my good friend Ollie are testing Star Wars Unlimited. I am still on my journey testing the new Ray deck into the Gauntlet of players that is my co-host on the podcast. How you doing, Ollie?
I'm doing good, man. Excited to get into the nitty-gritty with this gameplay. I'm here playing the yellow Tarkin deck, a list that I linked off of YouTube that looks sick, very vehicle-oriented, very fast deck, but can play the long game as well. Yeah, super interesting.
Absolutely. This deck has been a bit of a thorn in my side. To be honest, yellow Imperial space strategies in general have proven to be something that really need to be considered when building decks. So yeah, definitely a great matchup for me to test in the early stages of Ray. So yeah, how have you been finding the new set with Tarkin? Some nice upgrades, I'm assuming.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Tarkin got some massive boosts. I don't think he was really a playable leader. I mean, he was kind of playable, but he wasn't really seen in set 1 at all. But obviously in set 2, he's actually got a decent deck to contend with.
He was a bit more fun, I guess.
Yeah, and everyone is high on that lurking TIE Phantom card, which
absolutely,
in theory can kind of be invincible if you don't have the right answers. It's against certain decks, it's really hard to deal with. It's a bit of a crazy card to build around.
For sure. So we had a quick turn one there. I had no play on the field, so I ended up just daring raiding your trooper. Quick little trade there.
That trooper is kind of the deck's only way to contest the ground early. If you can get it buffed up, it's super nice, but if it dies, then you're just all in on space again.
Yeah, absolutely. And at this point, I don't know the strategy you're playing, so I just go straight in with the Sentinel there in the ground, unbeknown to me that it's probably going to be useless. Yeah, so you got the lurking TIE Phantom. What a card that is in these kind of situations. If there's no answer for it, it can get pretty out of hand, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, the color combination blue-red heroic is going to struggle. Red's removal is a lot like damage spell oriented. Blue has a lot of spell removal.
Yeah, you completely nullify Tarkin Town even, so...
Yeah, exactly. The main answers to the card are generally if you can ECL a ship into it, or if you can stop like bouncing it with waylays, but red and blue don't have either of those options available to them, unfortunately.
No, of course, yeah. I am playing quite a space-centric deck, to be honest. I have 9 small space units, including Sentinels, so... hopefully I can pull out the answers to try and contest this card. But I mean, yeah, that's a triple. Was that a triple dark raid? Yeah, that you just played?
Yeah, triple dark raid. And I don't think my options were too great in this one. I just pulled out a pirate battle tank, which I mean is still a nice card. Big 4/6 sentinel, and it can smuggle in later on. But right now, looking at your shielded sentinel, it's kind of not doing too much other than maybe taking off a shield.
Yeah, a little bit redundant there. I'm assuming you were trying to target some sort of space unit in order to attack and then get it back into your hand.
Yeah, if I can find a space unit there, that's really good, because the main answer that your deck has to the lurking TIE Phantom, in my mind at the time, is the Concord Dawn Interceptors, I think it's called.
Yeah, absolutely. A beast.
1/4 Sentinel.
That new Sentinel is very strong, very, very powerful.
Yeah, so if I'm able to develop another space unit there, I can potentially contest the Concord Dawn Interceptors with that, and then keep the lurking TIE Phantom for afterwards.
For sure. So talk to me about Triple Dark Raid, because this card is snapped. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it's such a cool card. I mean, it's crazy in the decks that it works in, but obviously you have to build very specifically. Like, you have to run a lot of vehicles, because searching top 7 is not a huge amount for this game. Like, you don't really search your deck that much, so top 7 is not crazy.
Absolutely.
And
we'll have a good look at your ratios soon. But yeah, I just slapped down a Poe there, which is a pretty strong play considering I have 2 Sentinels guarding him.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it looks like you're going to be turning up the heat with that TIE fighter now, so it's kind of a bit shaky for me, really.
Yeah, with the state of the board with those two sentinels, I kind of have to give up the ground arena. I mean, I don't really have a huge number of units that I'm going to be playing from hand that can test it, other than like anything I'd pull off of Triple Dark Raid for cheap.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty much all in on space, and it looks like we're just going to try and race each other for a little bit. And that Poe definitely puts on the pressure when it comes to racing.
Yeah, absolutely. But still, the Phantom TIE Fighter is protected from his ability to remove it, because I can do 2 damage by discarding. But yeah, it does not affect it. So yeah, it's a strange game state right now. It looks like I'm in a very strong position, but I feel like if I don't get an answer in space in the next turn or two, it could spiral out of control.
I think as well, if I remember correctly, on that last turn, I completely forgot that it was turn 5 that I deployed. So that might be why I forgot to deploy there. But I mean, also the Poe threatening to one-shot my leader is a little bit scary as well. So the no good to me dead to deal with that, and then actually save the deploy for this turn ends up being a pretty decent play.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, no good to me dead, proving to be an extremely strong card.
Yeah, the fact that it is such a cheap, like, pseudo removal, like it removes the card for 2 turns, sort of, and that it can hit leaders is such a crazy card.
Yeah,
like a huge tempo swing.
Absolutely, and when playing into the card, I kind of have to revert my strategy and try and keep in mind that it will come back online. So I have to. What a crazy board state for me! A third village protectors. We got the whole village protecting Poe there. Hilarious.
Doing everything they can,
but still,
and I'm just sat here with my lone TIE fighter buffing it up as much as
exactly.
I can.
Still nothing in space for me. Like, even at this point, I've got nothing to kill that in one hit. But another no good to be dead.
No good to be dead. That is absolutely huge. The ray swings and restore 3 would be massive swings in terms of like health when it comes to racing each other.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of disgusting. 2 of those in one turn. I walked straight into it though. A very good lesson, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, when you're playing well, you're playing well, and sometimes that means having 2 no good to me deads on a strong turn like this.
It does put me in the position of like, I really need to just.
There's a bit of a time bomb going on.
Yeah. I really need to just kill you in those 2 turns. Like, there's no way that I can go into a couple turns down the line where we've both developed a bit more, but then suddenly you also have your leader and a Poe ready to just swing at me.
I mean, that's what in my head I'm just like, just survive. I may win in one turn if I just survive. But at the same time, exactly. With no answers still in space, not a good prospect for me at the moment.
Yeah, and the fact that you're on a 25 health base and this Tarkin town against a lurking TIE Phantom in this kind of situation isn't really doing anything.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah,
it puts me at a bit of an advantage when it comes to trying to finish you off here.
Yeah, I mean, you're not even really playing around Tarkin town, are you? Or would you say you are?
I mean, I'm playing around it in the sense that it can't hit the main unit.
I mean,
it's kind of about it,
Yeah, it's like naturally you're playing around it, but I mean, you're not in fear of playing another kind of unit, are you? Because of Tarkin Town, no. Yeah, I mean, Tarkin Town is really up in the air mainly because of how impactful Sabine can be at the moment. It's a toss up, really. It can sometimes help in Sabine, but a lot of the time it's those losing those 5 health can be very detrimental.
5 health can be a lot, but then also being able to clear a unit early on is sometimes game winning at times.
Yeah, a double-edged sword, as they would say.
Especially good against the new Red Hand leader.
Oh yeah.
If they play a unit for a reduced cost and you just snipe it with Tarkin Town off the board, crazy.
Well, at this point, we're looking pretty sketchy. I'm sorry that I hadn't adjusted the life. Obviously, I'm quite into the game. But I'm
tense one.
currently at 16 damage taken to base. Guessing I'm taking 5 back.
Yeah, the vigilance is huge there. Can wipe out my leader and heal 5.
Yeah, I felt like that was a pretty strong play. Just trying
Plus
to mitigate that
to
seven damage that's going to come from the TIE fighter.
Yeah,
would have been
closer to that untap as well for the Ray and the Poe that sitting there staring me down.
Yeah, but at the same time, you must be kind of happy that I haven't put anything in to the space zone, and I'm tapped out. I'm in a bad spot.
Absolutely. Yeah, I need to get 2 more swings through with this TIE Phantom, which I can do 1 this turn. As long as I can get through 1 through next turn, maybe with a little bit more damage to push through the restore that you might heal off of Ray, then I should be in the clear.
Yeah, I mean, really, I'm definitely not ill-equipped for this kind of situation with the TIE Phantom, but it's gone too many turns where I haven't seen what I need, and I think I'm just in trouble at this point. Oh, and
that triple dark raid could be absolutely huge as well.
Yeah, I mean,
if I can find something in the space arena to push more damage.
And there it is, another 4 damage swing.
The second TIE Phantom, yep.
And the third one.
In fact, the third one.
Yeah, the third one's just sitting at the top of your discard pile as well. They're just staring me in the face. It's like, have you got an answer? Because I've got 3 questions. And I'm just like, nope. I am gonna throw villagers at you. In the masses.
And here they come, swinging for 3 damage. So yeah, currently I'm threatening, what is that, 11 damage? So I'd need 3 more damage from somewhere, which could maybe be like a snow trooper lieutenant and something else. Surprise strike. Yeah, of course. How did I not think of that?
Yeah, that's probably going to be the winning move, I imagine.
Could have been, yeah.
Cool 7 damage.
Yeah, can never complain about a 7 damage hit to the face.
My vigilance just gets totally voided, essentially. It's not looking good.
Yeah,
for me.
pretty much.
I feel like. Oh, is this the surprise strike?
You have to take initiative
there. We go.
Yeah, I do find the surprise strike.
And I'm like, well, that's what you needed, because
I mean, I think I played 2 units that entire game: the Lurking TIE Phantoms and then the Pirate Battleship.
Yeah, unbelievable. And yeah, it goes to show if you don't have the answers, sometimes it can just spiral out of control.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the ground side, I had it absolutely smashing it, but obviously you had the answers to stop my 2 key units in that round. No Good to Me Dead proving to be a fantastic card even still in this second set meta. So let's have a quick look at the lists. So your list is actually from someone else online, right? You were saying?
Yeah. I got it off of YouTube. I think it was Thork, although he originally got it off of Swoop Races. So, passed down through the grapevine, but So
it's all about community, right? So
it's with Tarkin and a lot of other experience givers. And then hopefully either taking control of the board against aggro with an overwhelming barrage or just racing people.
What would you say some of the best cards in this deck are? Like Triple Dark Raid?
Top end vehicles as well.
Oh, sorry, we're having a bit of interruption there. I don't know what happened, but I think we're back. So which cards would you say are the most useful?
Most useful ones? I mean, it has to be Triple Dark Raid, I think.
Yeah, crazy card.
Yeah, Incinerator Trooper is a game carrier if you can stick it early and buff it up. But most decks have an answer to a 2-mana 2/2 on turn 1.
The Assault Cruiser is kind of fun. How's that been in testing?
Crazy, but it's pretty situational. But yeah, Triple Dark Raid is absolutely MVP. The main card you want to hit early is the TIE Advanced, but then you've got a lot of options for the late game in the top end as well.
7th Fleet Defender continues to prove to be a very strong card as well in this meta.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And it works especially well in that deck because obviously you can buff it up with the shield.
we'll have a quick another look at my Ray list that I'm playing. A very early sort of list, like I was saying. Will make some changes, and I'll probably end up doing a video concluding my testing results to see where I lay with it. But no, I thought this was quite a fun build, and Ray does seem to be a fun deck. And me starting off with probably one of the optimal plays, boosting up an R2, and you're doing pretty much the exact same thing, boosting up a TIE fighter.
Yeah, this is kind of the ideal turn one. If you don't want to contest ground, then you go for a 3-2 in space, which is a crazy turn one play, especially against any red heroic deck where their early space unit is generally the A-wing, which is a 1-3.
And this time I do see the a space unit one, probably the best one actually in this position as well, the Concorde. So basically, what with this card, it's a Sentinel 1/4, and when defending, it becomes a 3/4 base. But obviously, with it being under 2 damage, I can buff it up with Ray. So very nice card, and it will definitely help me deal with your board there. I mean, obviously you have a lot of answers for it, but how do you find this card to play around when you're playing into it?
I mean, it's definitely a very good card to deal with the deck. It can at least force a 1-for-1. At best, it forces a 2-for-1, which I think is, if you can get a 2-for-1 trade with it, I think that can be game winning against this style of deck, where I really need to snowball advantage early. Yeah. But I'm kind of okay with taking a 1-for-1 trade into it. But yeah, it can be enough just to slow me down that one extra turn, which, one extra turn against Ray is going to be another heal 3, and that might just put you out of range again.
Yeah, it's a very delicate balance. So would you say you're playing kind of an aggro deck with a little bit of tempo on the side, or?
Yeah. I mean, it definitely plays aggressive into most decks. I'd argue against decks that are a bit faster than it. And against those sort of decks, you'd look to control the board a little bit more until you can realistically race them down.
Makes sense.
But yeah, against this style of deck where you've got a lot of healing, I need to be able to kill you pretty quickly.
So I've buffed up, and you're swinging straight into my Sentinel to trade using the Stormtrooper. Is it the Death Trooper?
Yeah, the Snow Trooper, I think it is.
Oh yeah, Snow Trooper. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, that allows you to attack for 2 with an Imperial unit. Is that right?
Yeah, it's a 2-mana version of Fleet Lieutenant, basically.
Very, very powerful. Oh, I just made a little magic switch flip there. You didn't see nothing, as they say.
Yeah, that switch is actually very detrimental because I can't really swing base with this.
Yeah, I mean, we're testing here, so it's fine to do that. Obviously, you can't do that in competitive play, but I quickly realized that I needed something that would trade if you decided to swing into it. I did not want to give you that quick advantage of just taking out an A-wing. That would have been a bad tempo swing on my part. And obviously, I can't use Tarkin Town to finish you off, so...
Yeah, exactly.
I've got to make sure I've got my bases covered there. So,
yeah, and this will force me to end up being the one to hit into it because I only have raid 2 when I'm attacking, so I won't even trade back if you can get the trade off.
Yeah, exactly. So I've kind of put the ball in your court, so to speak. Little shout out to R2 there. Such a great card to help filter. I put the card to the bottom. But yeah, if he survives this long, he's just a really good tool to help get you where you need to be, like to see ships, for example.
Yeah, for sure. I think in this case, oh yeah, no, never mind. I was gonna say I thought that was a misplay, but I've got the
TIE bomber, yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, we keep losing Ollie here for a second.
Oh, my bad. The connection must be a little bit rough.
Yeah, no worries. It will just cut out mid sentence sometimes. But yeah, so you were saying you had the TIE Bomber. You thought it was a misplay, but it was just you double boosting the TIE Phantom, right?
Yeah, because I can. Obviously, the first buff with the Tarkin forces you to buff your ship back so you can trade into it, and then I can get the double buff so I'm not able to be swung into right now and traded into, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, at the moment I'm kind of thinking, I need to just go for this. Otherwise, it's going to end badly for me. I need to kill that. Try and work out how to kill that TIE Phantom as soon as possible.
Yeah, definitely. And
You're just about to buff it again, so.
Yep. I'm not 100% sure what the best line is. I think, I remember sitting there and not being sure what the best line was because you've got those 2 space units. I don't really know whether I want to start trading down into them because obviously the A-Wing's got raid, so it's much better if I can attack it rather than having you attack me back. But I also want to just swing 7 to base with my TIE Phantom.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I'm still at 25 life, so I'm not where you want me to be right now. As far as the
exactly.
way your deck functions. But yeah, R2 finally dies. Rip.
And I end up dropping the buff on the TIE Advanced, and that's just so that if you attack the TIE Advanced with your Restored Arc, I can trade back into it with the TIE Advanced as well.
Yeah, keeping your bases covered. Very smart. I mean, I think it's important to not be 2 for 1 in this game. I think I'm going to go into your
absolutely.
TIE Phantom though. Oh no, I do go into the bomber. Oh no, you expect me to, but I wanna hurt that.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
I wanna hurt that Phantom. Maybe wishful thinking for me to leave it alone, I guess. Because you wanna buff that thing to high heaven in reality and just finish me off in 2 turns, like you did last game.
Yeah, I think here. Yeah, it looks like I swing base it. I think I definitely should have swung into the A-Wing here, because I'm just allowing you to freely trade back into it next turn when you take initiative.
Yeah, I mean, I immediately take initiative for that reason. Look at me tap it 6 times. I'm like, yes, let me kill that. Let me kill that TIE Phantom.
If I swing into the A-Wing there, you have to kind of find another space unit to contest it, and by that point I might have been able to buff it.
Yeah, and wait another turn to even attack. So
exactly, yeah. I think that might have been a small misplay on my part.
Yeah, I mean, let's see how it impacts the end of this game. So, pretty good game so far. Your board's looking pretty strong, but I feel like I'm in a decent position to clear up. And now I've taken away that huge TIE fighter.
Yeah, for sure. And you've got your deploy turn this turn, so you can start healing back the damage that I have pushed to your base. And my Tarkin's on 3 health, which is a perfect breakpoint for Rey to swing at it with the buff that she'll get.
Yeah, and only taking 2 back. Well, there's a daring raid, which is gonna
2 damage ping to the TIE Advance.
Gonna allow me to clear the TIE Advance with the Tarkin town. So I'm assuming you will just attack in now. Should take full advantage of those buffs.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, if not, then I definitely missed the Tarkin town.
Yeah, no, it's.
But I've still managed to get some decent damage through. I've done over half your base.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I don't think any of your buffs have been wasted. The 7 damage isn't looking such a bad choice at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, there you go. I do take out the bomber. And I guess I'm a little bit scared. I don't want to play my leader into that and potentially get hit with, you spent the energy now, but I'm very scared of Overwhelming Barrage. Continues to be a menace.
Yeah. Crazy card.
And it's the main card I think about when I'm playing against Green Imperials. Very, very powerful.
I remember this decision with the triple dark raid being very interesting for me because I had a couple options. I think I had a space unit. I'm pretty sure it was a 7th Fleet Defender or a Lurking TIE Phantom. And I also had the option to go for this Reinforcement Walker. So it was kind of trying to figure out if I wanted to go for a kill in the next couple turns by going a bit more low to the ground, or if I wanted to try and play the long game against you with the Reinforcement Walker.
villagers coming home to save me. There.
Yeah, the village protectors is absolutely huge there.
I mean, that would have been really bad for me. I would have been on 25 life remaining.
Yes,
So,
yeah, absolutely.
Very, very clutch. Very, very clutch. And again, I take back a play. Sorry, guys. Awful.
I mean, we're just testing. It's not.
Yeah, you've taken initiative anyway, so yeah, just about me sequencing. But yeah, so I decide to buff up the villagers before I swing in. Restore 3, kill Tarkin. I think.
Yeah, and that's a pretty big board swing there. I think the village protectors was huge. Maybe with the knowledge that you had that in the last game, I should have gone for the space unit to try and push more damage. But
I mean, it's always nice to draw a card, right? I'm pretty sure you took
exactly. Yeah, I drew 2 cards because I got the on play and the on attack.
Yeah, so that's incredibly strong.
Yeah.
And you get the Walker back at the end of turn, so it's a free card draw for free for 1 card.
Yeah, absolutely.
Costed.
Plus, at the time, I did need a bit of refill. My hand was looking pretty low, which tends to happen with this deck.
Which is definitely not a problem now. I mean, I play quite a lot of hand destruction in the deck, but it's definitely redundant in this matchup, and I was charging pillages all day. So this game's gone a lot longer than before. I think we're almost at the same amount of time. Oh, No Good to Me Dead, right on time. Brutal.
No Good to Me Dead is, yeah, absolutely crazy card.
It's pretty brutal.
Just so insane.
Pretty much single-handedly just destroying my day. But, you know, you got to play around these things. Oh, this is looking familiar. Wait a minute. Is that No Good to Me Dead again? No. Triple Dark.
No, another Triple Dark Raid, though, is very nice. I was
pretty strong.
Really struggling for board presence here to follow up on that No Good to Me Dead, but that's kind of what I want to see. Although it doesn't look like I had the best options if I'm playing another ground unit there.
Yeah, unfortunately, your Sentinel comes in, which is probably just... I swing in thinking I can swing in, and I'm like, oh no, actually, you got Sentinel. And it's like, well, that's stupid, yeah. I'm going to just take initiative.
Yeah, the nice thing about this guy is I can at least take out the village protectors, right?
Yeah.
But
they
I
are
would have preferred...
absolutely goated, though. Like, considering what the card reads like and looks like, it is a very
it's a strong
and
card
annoying,
for sure.
Very strong and annoying little card to play for free energy.
Yeah. I think I would have definitely preferred to see an ATST or a space unit in that top 7 though, to just try and push a bit more damage whilst I've got your Ray locked down.
Yeah, 100%. I was pleased to even get 1 swing in, to be honest, to try and recoup a bit of life. Definitely feeling quite stable with Poe on board and doing damage.
Absolutely.
But choosing not to discard, I'm not feeling too confident about my prospects still. But no, I mean, I think the game state's definitely favourable for me at this point.
Yeah, you've got the board back. You've got some healing that will come with Ray. You've got some removal that will come with Poe. I think it's looking very strong. I just need to sort of drop big bombs and try and hope that I can push through with those.
Are you looking to take out Poe, or are you just looking to race him instead? What's your mindset?
I think at this point I have to take out Poe because you've also got Ray, and Ray is gonna take you to the long game and help you win a race. So I kind of have to deal with both of those units before I start trying to race you down.
Okay, so that reinforcement walker, I guess the one that you pulled back from the effect of Triple Dark Raid, allowing you to get another on-play effect, which is really powerful. I think the fact that you get the card back to hand rather than it getting destroyed is very, very strong.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, a big-time play there from me. I'm not sure, will I heal purely from base, or will I take some off Ray? Probably would have been smart to keep some off Ray, but no, it looks like I went all off base.
I mean, the reinforcement walker can one-shot Ray as well.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So it just depends on whether I want to kill Ray or kill Poe.
Yeah, but what I mean is if I took the 2 health that she's taken already from Redemption, then she'd be a 7 defense, so you wouldn't be able to one-shot her with the Walker. So a bit of a misstep there for me. Because obviously she gets +1/+1 right on swing.
Oh yes, yeah, of course. I didn't even see that she's got that experience there.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I always put it on her first. It's just the best way to go. So yeah, a bit of a misstep there from me, being maybe overly cautious on my base, but putting myself back down to 3. Oh, there's the brilliant
this is
man.
a crazy barrage.
Yeah,
so I can take out Poe, take out the redemption, and push another damage onto Rey.
Which now puts me in real trouble, to be honest. But I think it does allow me to play. Is that going to be? Oh, it's a Rivals Full. Not a bad response there, to be honest. Like,
yeah, that's huge.
Mitigating Rey's death.
Yeah, another turn of Rey swings is rough for me.
Yeah.
Gonna be on 0 damage again.
Two of the strongest event cards in the game, like showing their claws there. So,
absolutely.
But yeah, no, I was definitely happy to be able to clear that. I did not want to see Rey get destroyed on top of those all in 2 actions. That's a very rough turn for me.
Yeah, and I think I mean I definitely wanted to prioritize the Poe over the Rey with that overwhelming barrage, because if you keep the Poe on board and can drop a Rivals Full to kill the Walker, you're just going to be able to kill me too quickly for me to come back here.
Yeah,
whereas Rey is only swinging for 3 damage.
Yeah, and I've got 3 cards in hand as well, so being able to just drop with Poe to go 8 damage a swing, that's, that can be pretty backbreaking 2 turns in a row even. So
yeah, absolutely.
I think it was definitely the smart play. I mean, Rey's very good as far as the restore goes, but it's not as brutal for you. It's more manageable as far as staying in the game. But yeah, let's see how the game progresses. So we are now on. I can't even really remember what turn.
I think we're on 9 resources, something like that. Maybe 10. Which means I didn't even have a 3 or 4 drop to play at the end of last turn. That would have definitely been pretty helpful.
I noticed you haven't really been playing in space. Is that just a case of draws, or?
I think so, yeah. I think I must be drawing a lot of top end ground units here.
Trying to deal with my board as well, though, to make sure I don't spiral damage.
Yeah, absolutely. And here we pay 7 to smuggle in the battle tank this time, which is nice. Really, stopping Rey from swinging at my base again.
Yeah, really, really strong play, because I can't get through that card without Rey dying, unfortunately. But force throw, try my luck.
I've got a big enough hand here that force throw isn't
super
detrimental. I can discard a 1 drop there.
Yeah. Although 1 drop can help me if I've got a takedown in hand.
True.
And I think that may be my play.
Oh, I remember this. Yeah, I paid 2 for the Piet. This is why I think this was the only small guy that I really had in my hand towards the end of last turn. I wanted to save it for when it was safe.
I think that 1 damage is relevant, actually, if I do play takedown here. I could be wrong.
Yeah, it's possible.
Takedown would be the optimum play. But no, it looks like I'm going for another Village Protectors. The absolute goat. I should have a Village Protectors up over Rey, not Rey, on the screen right now.
Where's the Showcase Village Protectors at?
Yeah, that's what I need. That's what I demand from FFG is a world's top 2 Village Protectors card. That would be the only reason that I want to get there. But yeah, let's see where we go. So you've buffed up Piet. I guess you just want it to survive so that you can utilize its effect. Yeah.
Piet is the main card that I'm hoping to carry me at this moment, because if I think I've got another pirate battle tank in Smuggle, and I've also managed to draw another reinforcement walker. So I'm thinking if I can start just like ambushing these big guys into your units, and then once I can actually attack with them, I can swing them into base and not really worry about your board so much. Plus, obviously, double triggering on reinforcement walker is a crazy effect.
Absolutely, yeah. Very, very strong.
You're looking pretty low in resources as well. You've got 1 card in hand there. If I can stick the Piet, I might be able to restabilize board.
Yeah, it's a very, very tight ropey game here. I feel like any big mistakes now is going to really cost either of us.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, in my head, I want to get rid of that Piet as soon as possible. And I don't want to swing my Ray into that Sentinel. I think right now, trying to get into my own head, I probably would trade R2 and the Village Protector shield with that Sentinel before swinging with Ray.
Yeah, that makes sense. Or you could even end up swinging the Ray into the Sentinel and buffing up your own Sentinel as well, just to make it even harder to get through.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Only issue with that is you'd lose Ray, of course.
Yeah, I mean, Ray's kind of... I mean, you're not really damaging me much in the mid-game here, so Ray's not as useful, but at least I have the option to mitigate any damage I do take.
Yeah, true.
I'd say we're at a stalemate here.
It does feel that way, doesn't it?
It's like...
Oh, okay, I think I ended up swinging Piet. I don't think this was a good play. I think I should have just
top deck takedown, look. Very nice.
Yeah. Oh, okay, you use it on the Sentinel. I think I should have just played a big guy instead of going for a greedy Piet swing there.
Yeah, now that takedown was very clutch for me. Definitely top decked. Otherwise, I would have played it last turn. So,
yeah, of course.
Here comes another Sentinel. Oh no!
I think it's a Reinforcement Walker.
That would be the 4th or 5th one played this turn because of Triple Dark Raid.
Yeah, I think it's the 3rd or the 4th one played this game.
Yeah, pretty insane.
And then we get 2 procs, so I just draw 2 and kill your Sentinel, which is very nice. Sat there on 7 health, so it's out of a lot of ranges of stuff that can kill it. And then you end up killing the Piet, which is a pretty good call.
Yeah.
Because that guy could have snowballed me a lot with the hand that I remember having.
Yeah, no, I've fallen foul to that card before. It seems pretty harmless at first.
Yeah, just a 2-mana 1/4, but then it's suddenly.
Then suddenly you're taking the pain. Oh, another Poe from me. That's very, very strong. That kind of forces you to, you have to start answering my questions I'm giving you in the.
Yeah, I'm really trying to get these Reinforcement Walkers to stick, but it feels like every time I play one, you've got a Poe that I then have to trade it into, and suddenly it's just getting traded back by an R2.
Yeah, as we said before, kind of a deadlock here between us. But no, great watching, great testing as well. It shows the resilience of Ray. Really, she is a very aggressive deck, but has pretty good survivability. So another overwhelming barrage.
I've got deja vu here.
Yeah, I mean this is an onslaught, to be honest. I am taking a lot of pressure from you, and I'm somehow managing to answer it back. Like, I feel like a Village Protectors is coming out here, like, talking of deja vu. Like, I'm just guessing because it was a few days ago that we played this game, but
yeah. But the thing is you're in top deck mode right now, whereas I've got a sizable hand from the Reinforcement Walker, so I'm kind of just hoping that you don't see anything useful for a couple turns so that I can keep the board controlled and hit some damage through to your base to try and threaten lethal.
So I swung 1 damage into your Reinforcement Walker there. I'm not sure. There's probably a reason for that. But yeah, I don't know.
I'm just taking these draws. I don't care about healing.
Yeah, apparently not. You got a confident feeling.
I think I probably should have taken a couple of heals somewhere, but I like drawing cards. What can I say?
Yeah, I mean, when in Rome, right? Like, especially when you're looking at me with 2 cards or 1 card in hand, you must feel quite confident.
Yeah, and it'll help mitigate like any force throws you draw or takedowns or pillages. Sorry.
So both of us taking the battle to space.
Yeah, and this does mean okay.
Yeah.
Goes back.
Magic Waylay.
I was gonna say that I can buff up my 2-1 and have it become a 3-2 and then swing into that. So I assume that's why you've decided to go for something else there, which is a Luke. Ooh,
Pretty
yeah,
good.
that's very
I
strong.
did have a did I have something removed this turn? Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
Of
you took
course.
the
Yeah,
R2 and yeah.
yeah. It doesn't kill the reinforcement walker, unfortunately, but well, it will actually at the end of turn when once the overwhelming barrage falls off. That will kill.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh, I'm trying to remember. I don't actually know how it works because also I think the -6/-6 falls off at the end of the turn as well.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I didn't even think of that.
That'd be interesting to get the ruling on that. Like,
Yeah, let us know in the comments down below, guys. Any judges out there?
yeah, which falls off first? Luke's -6/-6 effect or overwhelming barrage? I'm gonna actually note that one down. I might
Yeah,
need,
I
might
think
need that for lesson.
if I remember correctly, we played it as if the reinforcement walker died at the end of the phase here, but I didn't even consider it at the moment. Another triple dark raid. I think that's the third one I've seen right now. We're seeing another reinforcement walker. Okay, sure. So this is what this has to be the fifth reinforcement walker played, I think. I end up taking
How am I not dead? Like, it's like it's like the Return of the Empire at the start. Like, they've got like 10 attack walkers walking at a small base. That's pretty much what's happening to me right now. Tarkin Town's basically a shanty town.
I'm drawing so many cards, I feel like I'm playing Masters. And then, yeah, you've got the A-Wing, which I actually can't buff my spaceship now, so because I've tapped out, I can't really threaten that. But I am able to push another 6 damage to base, heal another 3. So maybe with the attacks I've pushed through to base this round, maybe I'm able to get a lethal through in like a turn or two, is what I'm thinking. Again, if you top deck nothing for a turn or two, then I can stick some units down and hopefully push through.
Okay, interesting. So this might be quite game breaking. I've just had a real time interaction with my judge, my most trusted judge.
Oh yeah.
And he's said that both effects would simultaneously fall off, which would mean the walker would not die.
Oh wow.
So
okay.
This
We're seeing that not happen live right now.
yeah. So that might have swung the game there. Obviously,
Yeah.
obviously, I would have probably swung into it immediately with Luke anyway. So it is a case of one attack, but you never know with this game. That could have made all the difference. But yeah. So that's how it would be ruled. They would fall off simultaneously, and the walker would survive.
I mean, if I remember correctly, we were playing this game pretty late at night, like maybe 1 or 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Which is why you can see it's a little bit dark on my camera as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not surprised that we didn't catch something like that at the time.
No, I mean it was. I think we might have discussed it for a second, but we didn't really come up what order things would fall off. But simultaneous makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure the guys watching will understand the urges that you get when you're lying in bed and you're like, damn, what if I was playing Star Wars right now? Let me message the group chat, see if anyone's around. I ain't trying to sleep right now.
And I'm there like, let's do content. Hell yeah. Oh.
The assault cruiser comes down, and another juicy big vehicle threat that I can hopefully push some more damage through with.
And yeah, interestingly, that card just rips my card off the field straight into your energy. Inactive as well.
Super fun card to try and use on webcam. Oh no, I think we corrected it in a minute, but I think it does come in exhausted because it doesn't specify.
Just all the absolute perfection of gameplay here, no mistakes. all fun and games. But
This game went on too long for either of us to really know what was happening.
yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's been an epic so far. It's a shame that
It has been.
it's a shame that we misruled the Walker there, but let's see if it makes a difference in the end.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, again, we're in a similar situation to game one now, where
Looks like I lost you there for a second, and you're back,
there we go.
and you're gone. Technical issues, guys. Technical issues. 2 in the morning. But yeah, Ollie is thinking about making a play now using my energy. That's what the Dragon Balls are signifying. But yeah, we just corrected it there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But yeah, it's looking very similar to last game now, where I've got the space covered. You've got the ground.
To me dead.
Covered.
Yeah, it's looking very similar.
Dead comes down on your ground.
Very similar to last game. My goodness me. How many more cards have you got to throw at me at this point? Like, I'm just like, I've got no cards in hand as well by the looks of things. It's not.
Yeah, I must have quite a few there. And takedown is huge. Takedown has been putting in the work for you in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm running free of. I messed around before I did these videos with Fell the Dragon a bit, and Takedown was just performing so much better. Such a great card. So
that's fair. Yeah,
it's much less situational. You know, you can work into it with Tarkin Town or whatever and stuff. It's just a very great card in this meta.
Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense as well with the fact that you're running red, because.
So I'm now looking at my energy, wishing I had some kind of smuggle, but unfortunately no cigar in this deck. I definitely moving forward, I think Kanan's going to come out, and a great card, don't get me wrong, but I think I just need a smuggle card, and it's going to have to be Cassian in its place.
Cassian, yeah, is a very strong smuggle.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, both great cards. Ooh, so this is huge. This is the one card I think that can turn the game. I've only playing a one of at the moment. Again, moving forward, definitely going to add a second. But the big old dragon coming down for 9. What are your thoughts seeing that come out? Are you like, I can go to bed in a minute?
I'm kind of looking at it because this is the first and still the only time that I've actually played against Crate Dragon. It's never been a card that I've really had to consider, because the decks that I've been playing so far in set 2 have been pretty aggressive, and I haven't got to 9 resource in a long time. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's a bit of a card. I think I was checking with you, if it had overwhelm or what exactly it did.
Yeah, no, I remember saying it has overwhelm when I did my swing on next turn. You were like, it has overwhelm. Well, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Indeed. Definitely designed to finish the game as soon as possible, right? Like.
Yeah, it's a scary top deck.
So surprise strike there, and then I get to pick 2 damage. To ping to any of your units or the base, which is a very tasty prospect for me. I've got to be quite careful here though, because that was a smack for 7. So that puts me very close to Fatal. I'm on Fatal if I don't deal with that ship. So,
yeah, I'm really hoping that I can push some lethal damage next turn. If I remember correctly, I have some form of surprise strikes and snowtrooper lieutenants in my hands that I maybe should have used a bit earlier in the game just to push damage, but right now they're looking at me and they're looking at your 4 health, and I'm trying to push through as much as I can right now.
Yeah, you're just praying that I don't have an answer for this TIE fighter, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
And unfortunately for you, there are some answers for me, because it's only on 3 health, so if I do top deck a Vigilance or have that in hand, then I'm in a very nice spot, to be honest.
Yeah, you've got Vigilance, you've got, I think, a 3rd takedown still. Yeah. The Sentinel in space would be crazy too. And the issue is, if I try and develop anything else, the Crate Dragon is either going to take out the card that I'm trying to develop or the TIE Fighter. So
Yeah, exactly. And the world's my oyster with those choices. You know, I can just do what I want essentially. So yeah,
yeah,
it's a very difficult point. I'm sure at 2 a.m. or whatever time this was at this point, you're just like, why do I have to play around this card for the first time right now? Like this is not what I want.
yeah. And I remember also I have the third reinforcement walker in my hand still from that triple dark raid I played earlier.
Yeah.
And I'd really love to play it right now, but again, if I'm then taking 8 to the face, plus if you take initiative, you can then swing 10 straight afterwards. I'm just dead from that. Like, there's a very limited number of cards that I can actually play under this Great Dragon without instantly dying.
Yeah, it feels pretty bad, I'm sure. So that's free energy, and you're playing the TIE Fighter, with a
Yeah,
shield.
7th Fleet Defender there. I think this was just a misplay because I didn't even consider the fact you can then deal the 3 to the other ship.
To pop the ship, yeah, which is the obvious play to me. I need to do something about your board.
Yeah, I mean, it does reduce. It means if you top deck like open fire, that suddenly isn't an out, which is nice, but it doesn't really do a whole lot other than that, I don't think.
Ooh, so another frozen in carbonite situation there. I mean,
Yeah.
no good to me dead. I think you hit Luke again, right?
I must have, yeah, just to try and stop you healing from next turn. But I should have also ordered this slightly better because you can now potentially take the shield off the 7th Fleet.
Yeah,
although I don't think you end up doing that. You just
no.
for the base.
Mean, I think it will probably be Vigilance still because I can defeat the 7th Fleet Defender through the shield, right? As long as it's got free.
Yeah, if you see Vigilance, there's nothing I can do anymore.
Yeah, and well, no, it looks like takedown. So
another takedown. Oh my god.
So yeah, I mean,
absolutely crazy.
Both of us seeing all 3 of our probably key events for this matchup.
Yeah, those takedowns put in a lot of work. They cleared the reinforcement walker, the assault cruiser, and then the last card I have on board to try and swing lethal for.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was a top deck as well. So extremely lucky for me. So that's a Piet as well coming down?
Yeah, Piet coming down.
Damage immediately going back into your base.
I'm kind of hoping that you just leave the Piet alive, swing to base. I can take initiative and surprise strike for lethal. But I think you end up just swinging at the Piet and telling me that the card has overwhelm. So it doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah. Definitely not a good position for you. So that puts you down to pretty much lethal, really. You have to kill me in your next action. Otherwise,
yeah, I can't play anything that costs higher than 4 as well, so
yeah, you really are stifled. The dragon is a menace.
For a cause I believe in.
Yeah.
Flip 4 rebels, surely.
Yeah, definitely rough. So yeah, what do you think the best ways to deal with this dragon are? I mean, obviously you're not running blue, so fell the dragon's not an option.
Yeah, I mean, Force Lightning is a card that comes to mind.
Yeah, Force Lightning. Actually,
the best way to deal with it.
I actually have a one of in Ray, in my new build, my revised build, just because if the game goes long and you're playing red, it's definitely handy to have. And the other thing, oh, there you go. So that is game, and that looks like the end of the video, guys. So. Yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see.